guys, this is Surya here and I'm a fitness trainer. I do yoga-based fitness and wellness programs. Make sure you just follow the upcoming warm-up for your joints because it's very vital not only for yoga but any kind of exercise that you do.
You can start with your neck rotated clockwise and anti-clockwise at least 5 times. And make sure you touch your chin to your chest and look up to the ceiling to stretch your neck muscles out, and then you move on to your shoulders. Do the arm rotation at least 10 times and the hip rotation at least 5 times, and you move on to the knee and then you move on to your feet. Make sure you do this until you feel that your joints are fully warmed up. Now for the stretches, the forward bend helps you stretch your leg muscles out and the backward bend helps you stretch your back muscles out. Now continue doing this at least 10 times. Try to keep your spine as straight as possible and you can feel the stretch on your thighs and your calf muscles. Now this is going to be difficult at the beginning, but you will get used to it. Now the next thing we do is we stretch our quad muscles out. Now for the lateral stretch. Our lateral muscles are not flexible due to the fact that we haven't been exercising. So try to do the sideward stretch at least 10 times before you begin any sort of workout. Now equally important is the sideward twist. So this twist helps you to strengthen your back muscle and will help you further with all the yoga asanas that we'll be doing. Try to do this at least 10 times. Try to do your arm rotation as much as possible because it increases your flexibility and also gives you extra arm strength. Now to do the forward stretching, spread your legs apart and try to hold your hands behind and bend down. This helps you keep your spine straight. Try to do this as often as possible. Stretch your arms upwards, keep your spine straight, try to bend down and touch the ground. Now breathing is very important because the more deeper you breathe, the more flexible you get. So as you go up, you stretch, you inhale, fill your lungs with enough oxygen, and as you bend down, you let all the air out as you exhale and touch the ground. Again, as you go up, inhale slowly and exhale as you go down and touch the ground. Now repeat this at least 20 times. All yoga asanas and stretches require a counter pose. Now for the backward bend. As you do the backward bend, you inhale, take a deep breath and you go backwards, you bend and exhale. You can feel the stretch from your neck to your abdomen. Now if this is a little hard, spread your legs a little apart and try to hold your thighs and do this again. Do this at least 10 times. You inhale, you bend backwards, you exhale and hold your breath. Again, in a relaxed way, inhale and exhale. If the forward and backward bend is a little difficult for you, you could always keep your legs a little apart and try to do this. You could also use the yoga block to help you. You take the block, keep your legs apart, stretch up to the ceiling and bend forward. Try to keep your spine as straight as possible and stay in this position for a good 4 to 5 minutes. You can feel that your leg muscles have relaxed out a little bit. The lateral stretch is important to keep your lateral muscles flexible. We'll be using this in a lot of asanas in the upcoming videos. Now keep your legs apart, stand straight and hold your knee and put one arm up. Keep your spine straight, try to look up to the ceiling and stay in this position for 5 seconds. Inhale and as you bend, you exhale and stay for 5 seconds. And again, you repeat this on either sides at least 10 times. Keep your legs a little apart and do your hip rotation clockwise and anti-clockwise at least 10 times. This is very important for our daily routine, especially for proper balance, stability and spine alignment. Make sure that you always stand straight and upright in between for at least 5 to 10 seconds between the stretches. Keep your legs a little apart for the sideward twist with your feet pointing forward and keep your hands next to your chest. Inhale and as you stretch your arms out and stretch backwards, you exhale. Again, as you come back, you inhale and you continue doing this on the other side. Do this at least 20 times. This twist actually really helps you with your digestion. It improves your digestion. It helps you maintain your spine rotation. It helps you detox because as it cuts off blood supply to your digestive system, it sends in fresh blood. So it really enhances your metabolism. This also helps reducing your back pain, and it is a great way to shape your upper waist. Keep your legs stretched apart a little bit. Try to hold your palms from behind. This helps you open up your chest and helps you with your posture. Now we focus again on our shoulders. Try to do your shoulder rotation as much as possible. As you can see, it's a little difficult for me because I haven't done this in over 3 months. And you can do this again with your arms spread apart. If it is hard, you can do it one at a time. And make sure that your breathing is steady, slow and deep. Continue doing this because it really helps you strengthen your arm muscles, which will help you do your asanas in the next upcoming videos. Now for the lateral stretch. Keep your legs a little apart, your palms together, stretch, bend forward, go down, touch the ground, and again come up, try to reach the ceiling. You sort of do a circle with your palms joined together. Now this is an ultimate stretch or a warm-up which will really help you stretch all of your muscles out, and it's an easy way and a quick warm-up exercise. Do this clockwise and anti-clockwise at least 10 times and you could feel the difference in your flexibility. Now for the breathing, make sure that you're breathing heavily and deeply. You give yourself enough oxygen and make sure that you don't sweat. We're going to begin with our breathing exercises. Now you can sit in Vajrasana because most people can't sit cross-legged for a long time, or you could sit in half a Padmasana, which is what I use for most of my breathing exercises. Hold a chin mudra, keep your spine straight, be completely relaxed and do deep breathing for 10 times at least. Keep your eyes closed and visualize the fresh air coming in, filling your lungs, and as you exhale, let all the bad air out. Do this 10 times and move on to Kapalabhati. It is pretty much just letting your air out. It is focused more on your exhale than inhale. Make sure you take a deep breath in between your pranayamas. Now we're going to do our alternate breathing. This is the Nasika Mudra. Hold your thumb and your little finger out. Cover your right nostril. Inhale through your left. Hold your breath and exhale on your right. Again, you inhale on the right. Hold your breath and exhale on the left. This is the alternate breathing. It really helps you relax your nerves and your muscles out, and this also balances your Ida and Pingala, all your energies within your body. It regulates your prana. Do this for at least 10 times. We're going to do the Gomukha Asana, which is actually done with your legs crossed, but we can start off with this half a Padmasana for the beginning. So all you need to do is try to hold your palms from behind. So you lift your right hand up and then your left hand from below and try to join them. Keep your chin up and your back straight. This really helps with your posture. You can hold it for a good 1 minute if it is possible. And you can try with the left hand. As you can see, we always have one flexible hand and the other one that doesn't behave, but that's okay. With practice, you can always make it perfect. Now, for a lot of people, they say that they can't reach the palms. That's all right. You could use a yoga belt, or you can keep practicing until you finally achieve this asana. Now, remember to breathe deeply. All right, so you could do a deep inhale and exhale, holding this mudra. And you could do this for at least 5 minutes. It does wonders for back pain, and of course it improves your posture. Now we're going to do a small sequence to help our flexibility in the leg. We start with the butterfly. Butterfly is something that everyone does. It's very good for your legs and it helps you stretch your thigh muscles out. You can even notice that pregnant women and prenatal women do this. Anyway, you stick your left leg out, stretch it out. This is again a small little warm-up to what we're going to do. You do this again with your right leg, and if you feel it's not flexible enough, again continue with your butterfly. If you feel you can stretch it, put your left leg out. All right, take your left hand, hold your right knee and your right hand to your left toe. All right, stay this way for a good 20 seconds. And you twist your left leg into the pigeon pose. So this is a pigeon pose. This helps you with your flexibility on your back, and it's actually a very relaxing pose. It's not as complicated as it looks. Make sure that you twist your leg right from your pelvic and just go down, touch the ground, your forehead to the ground, and just stay this way for 30 seconds. And you come back gracefully and slowly, and again stretch backwards, slowly twist your leg and then bring it back to position. Do the butterfly again. And now we're going to do this with our right leg. Stick your right leg out. You take your right hand on your left knee and your left hand on your right toe. Hold it for 2 minutes. And you twist your right leg into the pigeon pose. This is the Ekapada Rajakapotasana. Alright, so you do this, position yourself, bend backwards, stretch, feel the stretch on your neck all the way up to your lower abdomen. Now get on your elbow and on the ground with your head down. This is a very relaxing pose, as I mentioned, but it also does a great deal when it comes to flexibility. You could do this sequence for at least 10 times or however much you are able to do. Now we're going to do the cat pose. Most of you know this. Well, keep your arms and knees in the same line. You inhale, arc your back nicely, chin to your chest, and exhale, you look up to the ceiling and arc your back. Inhale, stomach in, chin to the chest, and exhale, look up to the ceiling, arc your back, feel the stretch from your neck to your stomach. Again, you go inhale, pull your stomach in, and exhale, stretch out. Do this at least 10 times. Well, most people can do it at least 20 times. It's a very, very easy pose and it helps your back a great deal. Now we're going to do the Bhujangasana, the snake pose, which is very simple and easy. Keep your arms forward, your legs apart, and stretch. This is very good for if you're trying to lose weight on your belly. And stretch up and look up to the ceiling. Make sure you feel the stretch all the way from your neck to your lower abdomen. If this is too difficult for you, you could just do the simpler version of it, which is your elbow on the ground and look up the ceiling. The Bhujangasana is something we'll be using a lot in the upcoming Power Yoga videos, so make sure you get used to it. You can easily move on to the downward dog pose, which is also called the Svanasana. Alright, try to stay in this position for a good 2 minutes and you can just push yourself backward. Make sure that you feel the stretch on your hamstrings. Now we're going to do the dynamic Svanasana, where you get your knee to your head and kick up. And you inhale, and you exhale, and again you repeat it on the other leg. This is a dynamic downward dog. Inhale, you exhale, inhale and exhale, and you continue doing this at least 10 times. And if you feel this is a bit too much for you, you could always take a little bit of rest doing the Balasana. This is the Balasana, also called the fetal pose, which is the best way to relax in between asanas. Make sure you rotate your wrist, because when you're doing the downward dog, it could apply a lot of pressure on your wrist, and some people might not be able to cope with it because they're doing it for the first time. And the other way to relax is the puppy pose. Alright, so this is also a very relaxing pose. This is very easy on your back. So do this in between all your asanas as much as possible. We start with the Virabhadrasana, the warrior pose. Keep your legs apart, turn your right feet away, keep your spine straight, and look at your right arm and stay in this position for 20 seconds at least. And when you come back to position, take a deep breath, deep inhale, twist your left leg, bend, and stay for at least 20 seconds, and you can exhale. Virabhadrasana 1 is the same thing, but you hold a Padmini Mudra. Keep your legs apart, spine straight. Inhale, you twist from your waist towards your right side and bend and feel the stretch all the way from your palms to your feet. The Virabhadrasanas are especially very good for your ankles, your thighs, your shoulder, your arms and your back. This really helps you with your stability and stamina as well. Try to do this at least 10 or 20 times and make sure you breathe deeply. Alright, now we're going to do the twisted Virabhadrasana. It's the same thing as Virabhadrasana 1, and you twist, rest your elbow on your knee, and stay in this position for 20 seconds. This is very good to help you shape your waist. We do this again on the other side. You inhale, you do your Virabhadrasana, and as you come down, you exhale. You rest your elbow on your knee and stay. Try to hold your breath. And as you come back, again you can inhale and move on to the plank. The plank is very good to tone your stomach muscles, your abs, your arms. It's pretty much a very, very good exercise. It's going to be very difficult for most of you. Try to hold it for at least 1 minute. If you can't, you can always move into the Bhujangasana to relax. And even the Bhujangasana is a stretch. Make sure you feel the stretch all the way from your neck to your lower abdomen. Try to take a deep breath. You hold your breath and again come down to the plank position. This is very good for you to increase your stamina or enhance your stamina. As you can see, it's a bit hard for me as well. And again, it's very important for you to rest in between your asanas. Try to go into the Balasana, the fetal position. Now, if this plank is difficult for you, you can always do the easier version of it, which is you put your elbow on the ground and your palms facing the ground and your feet up. Try to do this for at least a minute or at least 20 seconds. I know if you're doing it for the first time, it's going to be a bit hard. You can always relax into the easier version of the Bhujangasana as well. And of course, you can always move into Balasana to relax. Now we're going to do the chair pose. This is very good for your posture. Try to squat and stay in this for 20 seconds. It's going to be a bit hard for a beginner. And we move on to the forward bending with the block. You inhale, pull your stomach in, you bend, position yourself well, and slowly lift your right arm up. You inhale, hold your breath for 20 seconds. And as you come down, you exhale and do the same thing on the other side. You inhale, go up, hold your breath, and come back and relax. This is very good for your knee. Make sure your knee is locked out. It helps you stretch your legs, your back legs and the inner legs out. It helps your arms and also your spine. Make sure you stretch all your muscles out. If you feel any stress, you can always follow the stretch in the second video. Now we're going to do the boat pose as you lift your leg up while lying down. This is just preparing your muscles. Let your muscles know what you're going to do next so you don't get a catch. So the Navasana is pretty much you need to raise your leg up, rest on your elbow. You practice this a few times, get used to this position, and slowly try to put your arms out and sort of make a V. Right? Try to stay in this position at least for a minute or at least 20 seconds to begin with. We're moving into the Dhanurasana. You lie down on your back, you hold your feet, make sure you hold your feet very firm and slowly try to raise yourself up, and as you do that, you inhale, hold your breath. This is very good, to tone your abdominal organs, and it improves your respiratory system as it opens up your chest, and it's very good for the flexibility of your shoulder and your spine. Try to do this for 20 seconds, at least 4 or 5 times to begin with. Try to do your planks in between as much as possible because it is very important for you to improve your core strength and your arm strength and your leg strength. It's very useful for the power yoga asanas that we're going to be sequencing in the next few videos. And try to relax as much as possible. It's as important as doing your asana. It's 50% workout, 50% relaxation. Now we go on to our breathing. Make sure that after you finish your workout, you do deep breathing at least 10 times. If you feel that your body has heated up, you could always follow the Seetkari. The Seetkari is you open your mouth as much as possible, expose your teeth and your gums. You inhale through your mouth and you exhale through the nose. And as you inhale through the mouth, you feel the cool air going down to your stomach. And as you exhale, you can feel the heat leaving your body. Again, you inhale through your mouth and you exhale through your nose. You could do this at least 8 to 10 times.
Well, if you haven't done your warm-ups or breathing exercises, you could do like a quick version of it. Try to do deep inhale and exhale at least 10 times. As you inhale, remember to let the oxygen in, fill your lungs, and as you exhale, just let all your breath out. Do this at least 10 times before you begin. And do your basic stretches of your legs, because we've been doing very intense exercise for the past 4 days, so it is common that the muscles get really tightened up and it might hurt. You can also do the cat pose, which is one of the easier stretches. Try to do this at least 5 or 6 times. And you remember the breathing of the cat pose. As you inhale, you hunch your back, chin to your chest, and exhale, you look up the ceiling and arc your back as much as possible. Do this 5 or 6 times, and remember to go into balasana to relax. When you go into this fetal position, remember to also use this little time to focus and prepare yourself for what we're going to be doing next. Alright, if you're ready, we're going to begin. First, we're going to start with the Bhujangasana, the cobra pose, the snake pose. Spread your legs apart. Make sure you stretch all the way from your neck to your lower abdomen, and you slowly move into the downward dog position. You can kick your right leg up and then smoothly move into the pigeon pose and stretch backwards and stay this way for 20 seconds. Again, kick your right leg up and come back to the downward dog and easily just move into the Bhujangasana. Again, we do this with the other leg. You bend into your downward dog, kick your left leg up and gracefully just move into the pigeon pose. Take your time because asanas have to be correct. You need to place your legs correctly. Bend backwards, come back, kick your leg up, back to downward dog, and again back to the snake pose. Now this particular sequence is going to help you a little bit with your flexibility. With the downward dog, you're stretching out your hamstrings and your arms. With the pigeon pose, you're helping your back. And again, you can always try to do the advanced version of this. This is also called the mermaid pose, where you try to hold your feet with your arm. If this is a little difficult for you, don't do it because you could easily get a catch. Now we're going to try to do this again. On the right side, you move into the downward dog, back to the Bhujangasana, and again you get up to the downward dog. You kick your leg up, you go, place yourself into the pigeon pose and try to hold your leg and stay this way. Personally, I really like this pose. I sort of meditate in this pose. I can hold it up to 5 minutes. But as a beginner, try to do everything a little slowly. Make sure you don't get a catch. And the breathing as well. You got to be very careful. Make sure you inhale and exhale deeply. Breathing enhances your flexibility. Now we're going to do the balasana just to relax it out a little bit. You can also do the puppy pose to relax your lower back out a little bit. And now we're going to do a little more advanced version of the previous sequence. It's going to involve a little bit of dynamic downward dog. Just prepare yourself. Make sure that you inhale and exhale deeply in between. You could sit in Vajrasana. It's very important for you not to sweat during yoga, because if you sweat, then you're doing something wrong. Anyway, you start with the Bhujangasana. Stretch as much as possible. Gracefully and slowly move into the downward dog. Kick your right leg up and touch your forehead, your knee to your forehead, and slowly move into the one-legged pigeon pose. Stretch backwards. And in this sequence, we're going to add the sleeping pigeon pose, which is the relaxation part of it. Make sure that you relax as much as possible. Again, we continue doing this. You kick your right leg up, you inhale, you exhale, you inhale, and you move into the pigeon pose. You can do the dynamic dog at least 3 or 4 times, or as much as you are capable of doing. Now we're going to try to do this on the other side. Alright, so we begin again with the downward dog. We kick our left leg up to the knee, knee to the forehead, kick it up, knee to the forehead, and gracefully and slowly take your time and position yourself in the one-legged pigeon pose and relax. So in this sequence, we have added the dynamic downward dog and we've added the sleeping pigeon pose. So it's all about how you try to personalize your sequence so it is easy for you to get the flow of it. Now again, you go back to downward dog, stretch it out, do the dynamic downward dog, you kick up, make sure you're breathing right, and you do it 3 times minimum and go into the pigeon pose. You relax it out and try to stretch yourself, expand, stretch your spine as much as possible. And you come back. Make sure that even if you come back, you do it slowly and gracefully. Come back to downward dog and move into balasana, your fetal position, to relax. We're going to do a different variation of the standing up. You start again with the downward dog. Kick your right leg forward, place it forward, put your right elbow on your right knee and throw your left hand to the other side and stretch the left side of your body completely and just cartwheel backwards. Use your right hand and bend backwards. Keep repeating this a few times. Make sure the entire lateral muscle is stretched out. You go back again to the downward dog and repeat it on the other side. You kick your left leg up, you bring it forward, place your left elbow on your left knee and stretch completely the right side of your body and hold your thighs and cartwheel your left hand backwards and stretch back. As you can see, I've thrown myself a little more backwards than on the side. You sort of personalize your stretches according to how your muscles are feeling. So you stretch backwards, do this a few times and you come back to position. You go into the downward dog and make sure you're breathing correctly. You go into the bhujangasana if you want to rest it out a little bit. Make sure that you're not putting too much pressure on your wrist. You need to understand how to balance your weight out, which you will understand in time. Now we're going to do a little different version. You start again with your downward dog, kick your right leg up, you place your right leg forward, right elbow on your right knee and stretch completely the left side of your body, and if it is possible, try to place your right palm on the ground and again you cartwheel back, you try to bend as much as possible. You go again back to the ground and back to the downward dog. Now we're going to explain the breathing. You inhale, alright, you place yourself and exhale, and again when you're moving to the other side, try to hold your breath and make sure your breathing is slow and deep. And you inhale and bend backwards, and as you come down, go all the way to the ground, exhale and stretch as much as possible. Again, you do a deep inhale and you come back to position, exhale, and you can move into the bhujangasana. And remember to go into balasana to relax.